Hey, Alonzo. I just got your text. What announcement are you talking about?
Oh yeah, dude, didn't you get the memo? It's the statement with Kanye West.
Kanye West statement? What are you talking about?
Yeah, man, you didn't hear all the stuff he was saying on the news? All this crazy stuff? We gotta cut ties with him, man.
Sure, man. I'll have it on your desk by 5.
Guys, I want to let you guys know this is effective immediately. Otra Media and the Otra Noche Miami cast and production crew will be now cutting off all ties with the aforementioned Kanye West, effective immediately.
¿Quién cojones Kanye West?
Hey guys, welcome back to Otra Noche Miami. I'm your host Kenny, joined alongside my co-host, like always, Alonzo. We've been MIA for a little bit, but we've decided to stockpile topics for a while. We've got to cover 4 games for the Miami Heat, a 2-game set against the Toronto Raptors, a win over the Trailblazers, and then a loss to the Warriors. We're going to do our Dolphins predictions for this upcoming week against the Lions. And then we could review the World Series a little bit. Game 1 just ended last night.
Just played yesterday, yeah. We got game 2 today, so hopefully we can do a little rundown of game 1.
Yep.
How we feeling?
So we're going to go ahead and hop into the first set. We're going to do a little bit quick fire. We got a lot of things to cover. So first 2 game set against the Raptors. Won game 1, lost game 2, both at home. Your thoughts?
Actually, the other way around. We won game 1, lost game 2.
Is not what I just said?
No, you
I said it. Okay, well, we won game 1, lost game 2.
There you go.
My fault. Go ahead.
Well, game 1, it's been a while, so it might be a little foggy, but
Yeah.
you know, let me see, because I got the box.
If you want me to go first, I can.
Yeah, go first, because
So
I have to refresh
definitely,
my memory.
game 1 was our first win of the season, and it wasn't impressive at all. It was a game that we had a 20-point lead. Caleb Martin got
there we
into a
go,
fight,
there you go.
and we
Gotcha.
started losing the lead.
There we go, I remember now.
And
I got everything
it's
back.
an ugly win, man. It was definitely terrifying watching the Heat collapse like that, especially after it had just come on here and saying that the Heat weren't clutch and they almost blew a 20-point lead. It was just more of the same, just sloppiness on all sides of the ball. Thankfully, that day the Raptors were worse, and we were able to come out with the win.
Yeah.
Positives that game, I really didn't have a lot just because of how bad the taste of the near choke had in my mouth.
Yeah.
What about your pause?
Well, that game, I remember Max Strus. That was his game. That was his.
Yeah, he had a good game.
He had a 20-point game that day. Oh, well, I have the box score here, but
Oh,
I remember.
okay.
Yeah.
Can
But
I
I
go
also.
before you talk?
Yeah. Go. I also remember, he played with a lot of energy coming off the bench. He almost feels like the new Tyler Hero of the team. He's getting starter minutes like Tyler last year, and he's contributing. He's making the most of them. I think he's a sneaky candidate for 6th man of the year. I also said he was the most improved before this season, before we started even recording. I thought he was going to be the most improved on the Heat, and he's proven me well.
Max Strus?
Max Strus,
I
yeah.
also had the same prediction.
Jimmy Butler
Also
got to the
Texas.
line. Yeah, Jimmy Butler got to the line very effectively. Ended up with 24 points this first game. Showed that he could, even though it's regular season, he's still going to put up his points. He's still going to put up his stat lines, And, he's not one of those players that just because he puts up 20 and 5 and 5 or so and so, it doesn't equal to wins. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's the type of guy that he does all these little things, and it helps you win. It's not a guy, like past seasons of, like, for example, Zach LaVine putting up 30 points, but his team was in purgatory. His team was losing, before DeMar DeRozan and all these people. But, it just reminds me of how good he can be when he wants to be, when he puts his head down and decides he wants to score the ball.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this first Raptors game, Bam was already found. I think he had let me see. I think he didn't score much. Let me see how much he had.
Maybe double.
He had 10 points and 7 rebounds in 36 minutes. And as a starting center, all-star caliber center, defensive player of the year caliber center, paying him $35 million, we can't be having that.
And thankfully, we recorded this episode now and not when it first happened.
Yeah.
We would have been a lot more mad, but
Yeah.
we'll get to it eventually. But these last 2 games against the Warriors and Trailblazers, Bam did look a lot
A
better.
little bit. No, not a lot better. For me personally,
Oh, I thought he looked amazing.
yeah, I mean, compared to what
Oh,
he's
okay.
done,
I get you.
this season. But I'm saying that's what he should be doing. Like, he should be doing even more.
Okay,
than that,
fair.
in my opinion.
I just saw. We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
But yeah,
good.
Bam. I don't know what it is. I think he's afraid to get aboard.
I do see that.
This is a guy that was projected to average close to 12 rebounds, and he's about 7.5, 8 in the first 6, 7 games.
Yeah.
And as far as scoring the ball, coming into the season, he says he wants to put up more shots. Excuse me. And he's taking less shots than his most improved year, you know, when he was in the debate in the bubble. So I don't know what it is. I think he's just scared. And finally, for this first game, Caleb Martin, dog, as starting power forward, we're expecting, you know, big things from you. Well, not big things, but, you know, good things, you know, winning basketball things.
Been kind of lackluster.
He's been, you know,
at
he
least
had,
against those 2 games.
yeah, he had one good game, and then he forgets how to act. I don't know. He's getting beat up on the inside. You know, he's lack of size. I don't know what it is.
DeMar DeRozan killed him in that first game.
Yeah, we're just getting bullied on the glass, and you can't get a rebound. You can't win a game. Simple as that.
Simple as that. Moving on, man. That second Raptors game, I didn't watch it. I just knew it was embarrassing. I was out bowling with my girlfriend on her birthday. Happy birthday to my girlfriend. Sorry.
Sorry.
Okay.
Happy life.
So she had us. The game was on the board, and I remember watching it. I was like, "Oh my god, this is embarrassing." Couldn't make a shot.
Brutal.
Just it would have been nice to be able to pick up that second game against the Raptors because it would have put us at 500. Would have put us at 500 for the road. We're 1-3 at. 1-3 at home, and I meant to say at home the first time.
Yep.
Kind of terrifying, but then we move on to the game against the Trailblazers, and in this was a game that this is how I expect the Heat to play. Hopefully, for the most of the season, it was a complete team game. Everybody played amazing. I think all the starters had 10+ points. Caleb Martin had a great game. Kyle Lowry looked really, really good.
Yeah,
man.
this is the Kyle Lowry game.
That was a Kyle Lowry
game.
He came out, he showed up. Again, all starters had 10 points. That was great to see. This is what I wish the game against the Bulls would have been.
Yep.
But it took a while. It was the 4th game of the season, 2nd win of the year. We got the dub, blew them out. A 4-0 team at the time, so that was pretty cool too.
Yep.
You have any thoughts on that game?
Well, Jimmy, man, he's the guy. He's the guy. I think he ended up close to 30. I think he had like 27, 28. You fact check that for me. But no, yeah, he got to the line super well. He did all the little things. I think he had like 6 steals, which was impressive to me when we needed the defense and defensive stops. You know.
So listen, can I go ahead and listen to this box score? Caleb Martin, 16 points. Jimmy Butler, 17 points. Bam Adebayo, 18 points. Tyler Hero, 14 points. Kyle Lowry, 17 points. Max Strus, 16 points. All in one game. That's awesome to see. Nobody scored 20 points. Nobody scored 30 points. But everybody was just that guy. And that's what I think of this Heat team when I think of these guys, bro. I think any of these guys has the potential to go off on any given night. And it just hasn't happened all this whole season. It
hasn't happened together.
Or enough.
Yeah.
Enough for sure.
Actually,
and Gabe Vincent was 2 points away from having 1 shot away from having double digits.
Yeah, actually, let me retract what I said. Jimmy Butler had 6 steals against the Warriors. But
Caleb Martin had a bunch of steals.
Yeah, Caleb Martin had like 3 steals against the Trailblazers when we won.
Yeah.
But you know, it just shows that when we're clicking on all cylinders on both sides of the ball,
I don't think there's a team that's gonna be able to stop us like that, man.
No, yeah, it's because teams have to worry about so much from us. Like
exactly.
Kyle Lowry still has life in him. Tyler Hero, although he had a horrible game against the Warriors, this game against the Blazers he had 20. And Jimmy Butler is going to be there. Bam scored more than he did in these first couple games, which is still a little bit concerning to me. He should be close to more than 20 points than 15 points. But yeah, Max Strus coming off the bench was also dangerous. Duncan Robinson can still light it up for 3. He can get hot whenever.
Exactly. His shoes can be loose at any time.
Yeah. Gabe Vincent shows that he can be a backup PG. Go ahead.
I don't want to be that guy, but we don't even have Depot back yet, and we don't know which Oladipo we're gonna have or how effective he's gonna be. But at the end of the day, that guy was nearly an All NBA player for a couple seasons.
I think he was. Right?
Yeah.
I think he was
so if he can come back again, even the same level he was at the end of last season, that's another player that can drop 20 on a given night, 30 on a given night. So definitely gonna look out for him. That game again, that Trailblazers game really set my calm. At least I was able to sleep that night peacefully, knowing you know what, this team can have a night, not a total disaster. And I think we might have differentiating opinions on the Warriors game.
Yeah.
Even though we lost, I think it was still very, very beneficial. There's some stuff going on in the back. I'm sorry, God, it's really annoying. I think it's a very beneficial loss for us. We're playing the defending champions, and we played very good. The score doesn't show it, but we were up in that game up until like 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
You good.
Okay, sorry. I saw his reaction. And so, yeah, I just think even though we got lost against the Warriors, we're still taking that step in the right direction. evolving as a team. And I think tonight against the Kings at 6, we beat them and we're continuing that path that we're supposed to be on. We lose and it's a step back and it's a sign to be cautious. But if we win tonight, we're on the same path again. Your thoughts?
Well, let me not get too ahead of myself with the Kings game. I think, well, speaking of Kings game, might as well say this now. Mandatory win.
You think it's a mandatory? I
mandatory win.
Okay.
This is a team that's going to be like play in bottom of the West.
They're
like,
0-5 right now.
They're 0-5. They're playing young guys. They don't know what they're going to do with De'Aaron Fox at the deadline. This has to be a win, in my opinion, because we have to take advantage of these like bottom level teams, quote unquote. And I think that if we don't win, then this is.
I just don't want
really going to be concerned. Like, I know it's the first week or so, but it's like you say about the Warriors. You're right. We differentiate in our opinions, and that was a team that if we were one shot away from facing the finals. And when I know the margin of victory wasn't that far, but the only reason we were in that game was Jimmy Butler, literally it. And Bam looked a little bit more energetic. But
no, I don't think you can say we were in that game just because of Jimmy. I think you gotta say.
I strictly believe that the only reason we were in that game is because Jimmy Butler put on a clinic and put the team on his back.
I know Bam. Listen, I get that Bam hasn't been that guy all season, but you gotta give him some credit.
No. I'm not taking away what he did.
He was helping out Jimmy there.
He was doing his thing. This is the best game he's looked for, sure. But I will say this.
I don't think there needs to be a butt, though. I think it's just Jimmy and Bam.
But then hear me out. This is my point.
Okay, I'm going to hear you out.
So Bam is supposed to look like this on a daily basis.
Okay.
This isn't supposed to be his best game. This is supposed to be an every other day type of occurrence for Bam this year.
Okay.
That's my expectation. That's his expectation. That's the organization's, Spo's, Riley's, and I forgot who the owner's name is. Mickey Harrison. All these guys. That's the type of day. That's a normal day. That's a Wednesday. That's a Tuesday.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying for Bam?
Yes.
Like, I'm excited, that he got, his first good game or first better game of the season. But that should be his mediocre day. He should be 25, 10, and 5, 6 assists, a couple blocks, because he, like I said, you said at the beginning, I said he was the X factor. And if our X factor is his best game is against the Warriors, he didn't have a double-double. Yeah. And I know these counting stats, people get turned off, they all do advanced analytics. He's still a great defender. But it just seems like what he's doing isn't helping us win yet. If that makes any no. If that makes sense. No, not like he's not helping us win, but I'm saying
you don't think he's making an impact?
That his impact is not being felt enough as far as winning. That's just me. I feel like he needs to be more he needs to show presence. He put up 22. It didn't even feel like he put up 22.
No!
He didn't even feel like he put up 22.
No.
Bro, I was watching this game.
I don't give
and I thought he had 12 rebounds the way he was getting these boards. Dude, he had 8.
I'm watching this game against the Warriors, and I'm seeing the Warriors. I guess late in the game, the Warriors were up 7, up 8, and they're just one shot away from really exiting the game. But Bam comes down on the other side, and he gets up a mid-range. That's what I saw. I didn't see Bam. I saw Bam influencing the game. I saw Bam getting some bucket.
I'm not saying he wasn't.
Yeah, but you're saying he's not impacting.
No. Okay, let me rephrase that. Okay. If that's what you were getting.
Rephrase.
Let me rephrase. I'm not saying he's not impacting the game. I just feel like he's the type of player that needs to put his stamp on it. I was here type thing. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like
I don't think
we win that game, and I feel like we can say that about him.
No, regardless if we won that game or not, I feel like that's a normal game for him. Is what I'm saying. I'm expecting a lot more from him. I'm not getting too excited at the fact that this is his best game, because I know that he has more to give. And I feel like, I'm not saying he's the reason we lost. He played, that's his best game of the season. I'll tell you right now the reason we lost. Tyler Hero freaking sucked.
Yeah, that was bad.
Oh my God.
That's what we need to talk about.
Yeah.
We need to stop complaining or arguing about Bam.
Yeah,
We're talking about Tyler Hero.
Let me finish this thing real quick.
Yeah.
I just feel like Bam is the guy on this team. We're getting to that window where, Jimmy's probably closer to his way out than his prime, even though he's still dominant. I'm not taking anything away from him. but he's getting up there in age. He's almost 33, right?
We want Tyler Hero to start taking a bigger
We
role.
want this window to be Tyler Hero, Bam, Struz, all these younger guys, you know, Jovic in a couple years, like all these people. And Bam, to me, it almost feels like he's like not taking a step back, but more like he's
To the
plateaued. He's plateaued
You
right
think
now.
Bam as a player is plateaued?
In these first 7 games, I have not seen anything major. He says he wants
6 games.
6 games. I haven't seen anything major or differently. Defensively, you know, he's still there. We know he's a great defender. I still have him as my defensive player of the year once it's all said and done. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
He said he wants to shoot all these threes. He wants to, you know, take more shots. He's averaging like 12 shots a game. He says he wants to be over 18. He wants to shoot threes. He's taking one three in 6 games. Okay, it was a good look too. I don't know why he's not taking anymore. He's getting some space. But it's what I'm saying. He has to put his money where his mouth is. You know what I'm saying, he put up 22 against the Warriors. He had 7 for 8 shooting, or like 7 for 9 shooting, something like that.
Let me tell you something.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like he should be like, hey, give me the ball. I want the ball. Almost like on some Joel Embiid things.
You
know?
saying that you feel like he's plateaued as a player. I feel like we're gonna revisit this clip at the end of the season, and I think that's gonna be on Freezy Cold Takes on Twitter.
I'm saying like in these first 6 games, I haven't seen anything crazy like what he's saying. I'm
think
not
that
saying
Warriors
that later
game
on
was
in the
it,
season.
though.
I'm saying like that can't be the case. We get excited for Bam.
But I'm not
That can't
saying
be the case.
oh, this is the apex of Bam. I think this is the beginning of Bam dominating the season.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But then we go like this is the Warriors game we're talking about. Now today in the Kings, we'll see how he performs.
We'll see how he performs, but we can't be saying that he's not going.
No, I'm not saying he won't. I'm just saying like that those Warriors game can't be the one that we look at and be like,
I don't think we're going.
This is oh my God, we're so excited. He's back. Like no, that's what we expect. That's what I expect.
No, but I think Heat fans have the right to be a little excited.
No, I'm excited. Don't get me wrong.
No,
don't get me wrong. I'm excited. No. The thing is, I'm not saying that he's not back. I'm just saying like I'm excited. You know, first good game. What's next? Like
right.
this can't be. I'm not super excited. Like oh my God, this is Bam, All-Star, starter, whatever.
Fair enough.
Like I'm expecting more from him. Okay. I'm not saying like counting stats. Forget about counting stats. I don't care if he averages 5 points or 35. I'm saying his impact. I personally haven't like against the bubble series against the Celtics. I think he's played that series better than so far in these 6 games.
Of course, that was the best series of his life.
Exactly. That's what I'm expecting from Bam. Like I said,
okay,
we only gonna go as far as Bam takes us.
Bam takes us. I agree.
And if that's his best game,
I don't.
like,
but that's the thing. You keep saying if that's his best. I don't think it's gonna be close to his best game, and I think we gotta stop saying if that's his best game.
That's what I'm saying. But we're not arguing. I'm agreeing with you.
No, but you keep.
I'm
you
agreeing.
keep
No,
saying.
it's because I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying I am not excited as you are with
Okay.
this game
All
because
right.
this game from Bam is supposed to be. This is like something I'm expecting from him as a baseline, as a floor. I think that's like Bam's floor game type thing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
I'm agreeing with you.
All right.
Like I'm agreeing with you. But this game for me, I'm not as excited as you are, or as other people are. Like I think this is just his like bare minimum, not bare minimum, but like this is what a normal day would look like.
You got that point with Bam.
Yeah.
If you want, I can tackle the Tyler Hero part if you want.
No, we'll both tackle it.
We're gonna agree.
We'll both tackle it.
Listen, before I get started, Tyler Hero is probably one of my favorite players on the Miami Heat. I love the guy. I want him to succeed. I know, Swash, you got a jersey of Tyler Hero. I've been wanting to buy a Tyler Hero jersey.
I want a Jovic jersey.
I genuinely think that Tyler Hero has the talent and skill set to be a top player in the NBA, top player for the Heat. The guy that's going to carry the throne alongside Bam. Once Jimmy does leave this team, I think Tyler Hero has that potential. Now, he's not
keep
put
in
up.
mind. Sorry, keep in mind. You have Jimmy locked up in a good contract
Of
for
course,
a
I
few
get
more
it.
years. I'm saying like not leave the team, but like what Jimmy takes like a back
Bro,
step.
nobody
Let
is
these
ever.
younger guys take the reins.
Nobody is ever going to be Father Time. He's undefeated. He is him.
Unless you're LeBron.
Unless you're LeBron, and Jimmy is not LeBron. I wish he was, but he's not. So there's
Not
gonna
too
come.
far off,
There's gonna
but-
come a year in his contract. There might be 2-3 years of his contract where Jimmy's not gonna be able to perform to the level where he's used to.
Well, maybe he's not be able to perform. It's like maybe take a back seat as far as hey, let these young guys take over.
Exactly.
I'll show up when I need to show up. Type thing.
Exactly. He's gonna play a different role,
Exactly.
and that role that he plays now is gonna be empty. Bam, maybe Bam is gonna be.
That's
the guy
I think that's Bam's role.
But you think that's Bam's role.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be Tyler Hero's role. And Tyler Hero needs to show more in these 6 games. Someone's calling. Hold on, Ed Bob's calling. Sorry. My bad. Anyways,
damn it,
now right back to what we were saying. Tyler Hero needs to put up more numbers. He needs to. If you look at the advanced stats, the plus minus, bro, Tyler Hero's numbers look horrible.
Atrocious.
As a team, offensively, we're better without him on the court. As a team, defensively, we're worse with him on the court. It's bad. If you really want to take a deep dive into the numbers, it's bad.
Yeah.
But still, I still hold out hope. I think Tyler Hero is the guy. I was happy that we paid him the money. I'm happy that we didn't lose him.
Well deserved.
Well deserved. Again, 6 games into the season. There's 82 games in the season. I think there's still time to right the ship.
Plenty of time.
I'm not spamming the emergency buddy. Even if he does have an off year this year, I'm still not going to be worried. So that's just my take on it. But he does need to step it up right now.
Yeah.
Against the Kings, this is a team that
These guys have good defenders on the perimeter. Let's see how he behaves.
Yeah, and I think as a team we're going to be able to be more comfortable because this is a game that we should win.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he was going to be able to work more on his game. So hopefully he's able to do that. You got any opinions on what I'm saying?
Well, besides the fact that I got a text from commissioner or somebody else, I got a random ass text. I agree with you. I think you see the struggles that he had against Golden State with Klay Thompson. And Moody is a decent defender. He had Draymond Green on him a couple times. He couldn't get a rhythm, and it just shows the how do I say it, like the lack of experience almost, or like he shows his youth. He shows his age in those games. Like he's showing his age.
His immaturity as a player.
Yeah, well, not as a player, more like yeah. You're right. As a player, yeah.
Oh, he's right.
Yeah, of course. But I think he's showing his age. He's struggling. He's taking when he's off. He's taking these rhythm shots. That he doesn't have a rhythm on, or like sideways threes or transition threes,
Moving
falling
threes
away.
that hits off the backboard.
Yeah, all these things. Rushing shots. I know he hasn't been getting any he's got some unfortunate looks. With low clock and all that stuff. Yeah, he's had to force a couple. But even then, it's almost like the shot selection that he's trying to get out of a shooting slump. As far as this game, I'm not saying he's in a slump, but I'm saying this last game, he was trying to shoot himself out of the bad game, and it just wasn't working. I think right there you gotta start attacking the rim more, start looking for more close range,
different ways to impact the game.
Yeah, try to get to the line, draw a couple fouls. The Jimmy Butler effect. Jimmy Butler, I don't know what's gotten into him. He started making threes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
No idea. But you gotta look at Chris Paul, man. This is what he's been so effective for so long. I'm not comparing Tyler Hero to Chris Paul. Don't get that. They're playing music. Jesus Christ. But I'm not comparing Tyler Hero to Chris Paul. I'm just saying Chris Paul's been effective because he has all these different ways to score and impact the game and all these things that doesn't just rely on one thing. I feel like Tyler Hero only relies on being a spark plug type scorer, and it's just not working for him. And then when he does try to get out of these bad games, it's even worse. So. I predicted him being the leading scorer of the Heat. First couple games it looked good. Now it looks bad. But
yeah, man, I think that game against the Bulls,
he has the talent. Yeah, he has the talent. It's clearly there. It's just a matter of putting it together when it matters and being consistent with it. Not having as many off days than on days. Which is what everyone's trying to do.
And even if you do have an off day shooting, finding a way to impact
winning, not the game. Find a way to impact winning.
Yeah.
That's what Pat Riley and Spo said.
One last thing before we move on, we did have a friend of the show, Swass, send in his notes on the team. I know he wanted to talk about some stuff. Most of the stuff we've already gotten into it. You with your Bam note about him being the X factor, he was talking about that he agrees with Alonzo. Swass also wanted to bring up the fact of Dedmon minutes. There was a statement, I forgot where it was said, but the Heat survived the Dedmon minutes. That should never be a thing.
Yeah.
You should never have to survive minutes off somebody in your rotation, especially somebody who gets as many minutes, because we need those minutes, like a guy like Dedmon. He was saying that he was bringing up stats where Dedmon, when he doesn't get into early foul trouble, the Heat benefit, and that's something that he definitely needs to watch.
It's pretty obvious. I'm not saying it's obvious, but if a player's in foul trouble, it's not going to be as effective because he's going to, I can't get on the foul or stuff
and
like
then
that.
with him being in foul trouble, it kind of puts more pressure on Bam, and that's just a domino
Bam to
effect.
stay out of foul trouble.
Exactly.
And then, hey, I
It's a
gotta
domino
play
effect.
better because I can't let this guy get on the court because then all you know.
Exactly. So it's a domino effect. At least that's what I took from Swass. Swass, if you agree with this, perfect. If not, go fuck yourself.
Just kidding. We love you.
Just kidding, we love you. Basically, it's if Dedmon's in foul trouble, that puts pressure on Bam, which means Bam's going to probably play worse, and that's our X factor playing worse. So in a way, Dedmon's kind of our Y factor. We're throwing math in here. Dedmon can't be getting into foul trouble. He needs to be able to give Bam that rest that he needs and to be able to play the way he wants to play. That's what I took from the note.
Yeah, I didn't read his notes, but I will say I am personally glad that Jovic is now getting these Dedmon minutes.
Yeah, but he got into foul trouble.
I know.
Well,
I don't know. I like to keep in mind I kind of have a man crush on Jovic. That's my guy. But I'm
that
also
looks like you too.
that's what I'm saying. That's my dad.
What?
Pause. But you know, I love Jovic. You know, as far as like his raw potential.
Yeah.
I love the pick. You know, a lot of size. He can score. You know, once he gets more comfortable, he can get boards. You know, he's 6'11", 7 feet. So he's not new to this.
No.
But again, he is a rookie. He's gonna take some time. But I do love the fact that now Spo's implementing him with the Dedmon minutes, like swapping them, just because I feel like this is going to benefit Jovic, number one, and the team, number two, later in
the season,
and later in Jovic's
playoffs.
career, later in the line, down the line, all that thing. Because I think these little experiments, not experiments, but this experience that he's getting, even though like he's getting in foul trouble, these are teaching moments.
Yeah.
These are learning curves. These are the ups and downs, the rough roads, all these little things that you have to go through as an NBA player. And then keep in mind, I'm older than Jovic. You're older than Jovic by a year. He hasn't even graduated high school.
I'm having an existential crisis.
Yeah. So like, keep in mind, this kid is has his whole career in front of him. And the fact that we got him in the first round for 4 years, I think Spo realized that. Hey, Dedmon's probably on his way out. You know, we just paid him, I get it, but you know, he's going to be there as insurance. But I think now in the regular season is the time to, you know, get him in there, throw him in the fire almost, see what happens. And I like him. I think he's going to be effective.
I think so too. I think I like him a lot.
I think it's just a matter of, you know, giving him some time, giving him some reps and stuff like that. Like today against the Kings game,
I think today would be a perfect game to throw him in.
Yeah, he's gonna, you know, Rashawn Holmes, I think, is the backup center. He's gonna stay down in the paint. You could come outside in the arc, bro. Shoot that three, shoot that big race that you love so much.
Get us those buckets we need with the bench unit. You never know.
What I'm saying. So if he could be that almost more of an offensive-minded center than Dedmon, but you know, still be able to show some presence on defense because he's long. You know, he's got some size to him. Pause. He's going to be effective defensively. That's probably why they like him so much, just because of the defensive potential he has. Yeah. But, you know, I personally like the fact that he's playing. Yeah. Just because, you know, he's rookie. We got him on his 4-year deal. Dedmon's probably on his way out. We got no more draft picks in this, next couple drafts. I don't know if we have, second rounders or something like that. I know we're, the kings of undrafted free agents. But, you know, I like to see
some draft talent.
Some draft talent, you know, coming up the ranks, like a Bam and a bio route. You know what I'm saying?
That's
pretty much it for the Heat
That's
games.
pretty much for the Heat games. Moving on, we'll go quick because we're already at 27 minutes.
Yeah, something like that.
So last time we talked about the Dolphins, I made a bold take saying that the Dolphins needed to beat the Steelers. Now it wasn't pretty, but
What was right? Steelers should have won the game. They
they
had 4
had
interceptions that they dropped.
Yeah.
They should have won that game.
But I don't want to get into
I'm
the
happy we won. Hey, that
I
doesn't
don't
matter.
want to get into the
Winning
dropped
solves
interceptions,
everything.
man.
Winning
Go back
solves
to the game
everything.
against the Bills. How many dropped interceptions did Josh Allen have?
I have
Don't give
no
me that
idea.
shit, man. Every quarterback. Anyways.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I'm saying they would have been in a much better position to win the game if they.
Yeah, well they didn't. Dolphins win.
Doesn't matter. Hey, Dolphins win, baby.
All right, so they're up against the Lions.
Yep.
Here are my thoughts. I'm gonna go ahead and just do my thing.
Swass, I already got your prediction, buddy.
Oh, you read it?
And Swass got the prediction. 27-17 Dolphins.
There we go.
I got mine later up after we're done recapping the Dolphins.
Awesome.
And I'm sure you got yours.
You want to recap the Steelers game?
No. Steelers game, hey, good win's a win. Love to see Tua back.
Good job, Noah.
I know, they got some controversy. The Swass, and I don't know if you like it as much as I did. The fact that he was running the ball, scrambling and stuff like that, putting his head down. To me, I would want him to be careful, and cautious, considering, the injuries, all this stuff, all that, blah, 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 whatever. I personally see it, as a sign of, life, that, he's confident enough to where he's healthy enough to want to do that, put his head down and get through the team and all that stuff. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's the type of guy that wants to do anything to win. And to me, I see that, and to me,
It fires me up.
It fires me up because, you know, number one, it tells me that he thinks he's 100% healthy, which is what everyone wants, you know. And number two, it shows that it doesn't change the fact that, you know, this injury thing doesn't change the way he's playing. You know, he still wants to be the same aggressive guy he usually is. And that, I took that as a good sign for me personally. I would still want him to be careful, but I took that as a good sign. Yeah.
And all right, so I'll just get into my
Lions game prediction.
Lions game. All right, so I think we're gonna win 28-10.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me
Nice.
too.
So
Me
we're gonna
too.
win 28-10, hopefully. Knock on wood. And but here's how it's gonna go down. As much as I would love for Tua to have another 6 TD game, even though a crazy game like he did against the Ravens, I want him just to have a consistent game, keep getting back into the flow of things. You know, maybe 200, 250 yards would be nice. The most important thing I want with Tua is number one,
Don't get hurt.
don't get hurt, obviously, and number two, no picks. I would love to see a no pick game.
Yeah. Or like a cleaner game than the
A
Chiefs.
cleaner game as well. More accurate throws, maybe no drop picks would be nice. No picks overall would be great. Maybe 2 TDs, but definitely see him just keep targeting Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, obviously. The main thing on offense that I want to see would be, I would love for McDaniels to be able to establish the running game.
I was literally thinking the same
Because
thing.
I feel like, you know, this is the NFL. There's no easy games, there's no easy wins. But I feel like a team against the Lions, I think this would be the perfect opportunity for us to try to establish that.
Yeah.
Mostert had a pretty good game
He's
against
been
the
on a
Steelers.
couple good runs,
Right?
you know, against the Jets. He had a big game. Steelers, he ran it pretty well. You know, I like to see him build off of that.
So
you know.
hopefully, yep.
Yeah, and that way the run sets up the pass. That's literally all it is.
Simple as that. I got to sneeze.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Anyways, so I would love for McDaniels to establish the running game. Mostert hopefully has a good game. Another guy I wish maybe Edmonds could.
Can't stand him.
I can't stand him. I can't
I love him
stand
to
him.
death, but like the play calls that he gets, I don't know, like if they just like it.
Is
with
Edmonds a
him.
fullback? What is
No, Evans is a halfback.
A halfback,
Like,
there we go.
he's, you know, he's very speedy. You know, he's got, you know, he came from Arizona. He can catch the ball. He's good in the passing game, all that stuff. Like, I'm not denying the talent, you know, the potential that he has of a role in this team. He doesn't have the role. I just think that we're setting him up for failure almost with these like toss runs and like running in awkward spots and stuff like
Right,
that.
right.
It's like it's almost negating like his chance of doing all these like good things because he could be a good piece to our offense. I just think McDaniels is not misusing him because he runs a similar offense than Arizona, like as Arizona does with all these like
fast
guys and all, and like, you know, mobile quarterback and running the ball and all that stuff.
But
I just think he's setting him up, like not setting him up for failure, but like making him work harder than he needs to.
yeah, and I feel like a guy like Edmonds is going to have an opportunity to have a pretty good game and have a base to build on.
Exactly.
So hope that's what I'm looking for. Defense, just shut down the Lions as much as you can.
Been on a good one.
On a good one against the Steelers, just keep building. Basically, defense, notes, just keep building. Offense, try to establish the running game. Tua, stay healthy, consistent, accurate. Boom. That's what I want from the.
Go ahead and say Jalen Waddle's gonna have a big game.
Yep. One guy I do want to have a big game is Mike Gesicki, just for the fact that
I would love him too, but
I have to start him in fantasy this week. So Gesicki, please, dog. That's all I gotta say.
I'm predicting a big game from Waddle. I'm thinking close to 140 receiving yards.
Yeah.
And no, that's pretty much it. I want to see Mostert, you know, keep running the ball well. Tua, get the ball out of your hands quick. Don't get sacked. Don't get hurt, buddy. But
He
yeah,
didn't get sacked against the Steelers, right?
I don't think so.
No, he
but
didn't.
he's had a couple pressures. But I'm saying like keep getting the ball out quick. You know, doing all these
Go to your
things
reads quick.
Stay up, stay healthy. You know, play well.
So
Play
we
like
got
you normally do.
we got the same prediction on scores.
Nobody get hurt, please.
Nobody get hurt.
We're in shambles. And Brandon Jones get healthy soon. ACL.
Brandon.
Both Jones are on the IR.
Oh,
Byron.
both BJs.
Byron is coming off soon, hopefully. Brandon just tore his ACL or an ACL or Achilles or some
God
injury.
damn it.
He's out for the year. Get well soon. And who was it? Nick Needham. Get well soon.
Xavier
Cater
Howard,
needs
that
you
whole.
back.
We're not even gonna get into Xavier Howard.
Cater Cole, who needs you back? Xavier Howard, I don't know what the hell you're doing off the field, dog. Figure it
Darth
out.
Cater. I want Darth Cater back. I love that nickname.
Figure it out. You know, just I don't know.
All right, so I really got
Prediction 28-10 Dolphins.
28-10. One more Dolphin note is, again, Sloss set our notes, and he actually made up a really good point that I hadn't thought about. We talked about this pre-show, the McCaffrey trade.
Yeah.
we have the 49ers first round pick this year.
Yep.
So Schwartz was just basically bringing up the fact that that might not be the most beneficial thing for me. And especially, at least for me, I think that trade for the 49ers was so good for them. And I think they're going to be a lot better now with McCaffrey. So,
Yeah, so did I.
when he brought that up, and I'm like, shit.
I mean, then again, it's probably going to be an early 20s pick. You know, work like best case scenario, probably mid-teens, late teens. But, you know, I think that's still pretty good value. You know, not to mention the fact that we gave up like 6 picks to get Tyreek. So any draft pick at this point is beneficial to us. And now keep in mind, we also have the Stephen Ross thing. We have to give him a first round and like a third round soon.
Thanks, Brian Flores.
Yeah, thank you. But, you know, I think, you know, there's still going to be some decent talent over there in the late first round area. So don't get too, you know, upset about it. Yeah. So.
And basically that's it for the Dolphins. So moving on to the last subject of the show for today, the World Series.
Game 1.
So somebody didn't. What was it? Who did you have in the World Series?
I had the Padres coming back 3-1.
Yeah, well, obviously that went to shit. But your boy has still got the
well, hey, I still
chance.
got my winner in it. You know, even though they lost Game 1.
You still got the.
I still got the
You're
Astros
gonna be wrong
winning.
again.
I will say this though before you talk. I wouldn't be surprised if the Phillies win. You know, they're hot.
Get the.
No. Don't,
You can't do that.
I'm
You
on
can't
Astros.
win.
No. I'm saying I'm in the Astros boat. I'm still got them winning. You know, I don't know.
Oh,
Game,
but-
game 6. No, I'm just saying like they're hot. Like I wouldn't be surprised if they win it. But I got the Astros winning. Like not convincingly, but like I still got them. Like I'm still confident even though they're down 0-1.
All right, eat my ass. Anyways.
out, dog.
Anyways. I still have got my pick. I've got Phillies in 7. They won the first game. They might mess around and win in less games. My dad was actually talking about that. He's like, equal out. I think it's still going to be going 7 games.
Yeah.
I want a 7-game series. That'd be cool.
I would love a second.
That first game.
Last series of baseball for a couple months or a few months.
Until the World Baseball
That's-
Classic.
yeah.
That's going to be fire.
That's gonna be fun.
What was I going to
Make
say?
it a good one.
Yeah. And they've already done well at
Yeah,
that.
they've already
Extra
they-
innings, game 1.
If games fucking
If
2
we have-
through 7 are like that,
Yeah,
sign
it
me
was gonna be
up.
fun, man.
Sign me
I
up.
remember it was already late and I was falling asleep and I saw
I was half asleep.
Astros are
I
up
was half
5-0. It's crazy, man. Astros were up 5-0.
With JV on the bump.
With
With
JV.
JV on the bump. That to me is the one big concern that the Astros have right now. Because Justin Verlander has shown like he's not a robot. He's not a you know he's human. He's been getting touched up in these playoffs.
Every time in the World
He's not as effective as he has been or as he's shown been in the past. You know, he's getting up there in age 40, coming back from Tommy John surgery, all that stuff. You know, he looked great, probably gonna win the Cy Young this year. But you know, that's crazy. But you know, he's not the same as he once was. At least in his first couple games in the playoffs. You know, he got touched up against the Mariners. He got touched up, and now in Game 1, up 5-0. He let him come back.
You cannot lose a game.
Cannot lose that game, bro.
And they're a good pitching team, man. Their
Yeah, their
bullpen's good. dog.
bullpen
That's what I
has
was
stepped it
surprised
up. I
about.
saw a stat on the game that during the season their bullpen was like a 1.8 ERA, blah blah whatever. In the postseason, it's under a 1 ERA
For the Astros.
For the bullpen, yeah. For the bullpen.
Well, they blew it.
Well, not the bullpen because the 5 runs was on JV.
Oh, it was?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
my
5
bad.
runs were
I
all
got
on
it.
JV.
Never
The
mind.
bullpen did shut it down for the
My
rest of the
fault,
game
my
until
fault. I
obviously
don't know.
JT Realmuto hit the home run. But hey, they're not gonna be perfect. You know, they're not gonna be perfect. The Astros lineup, 5 runs ain't gonna win a game like that. You know what I'm saying? 5 runs, like they should win it. 5 runs should have won the game. But in a game like that, you know, you can't expect these Phillies to just lay down and take
die.
it.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
you can't be coasting with 5 runs. You got to put up 6, 7, 8.
This Phillies team, man, it's so
They don't
crazy.
go away. They
It's
don't go away.
like I don't get like they've got like how do you
It's
it's
like-
baseball in October, man. That's what it is.
It's like you look at the Phillies and you're like, this team ain't winning the World Series.
You
Like
got Bryce
coming
Harper,
into the
MVP,
season, you know,
okay.
like even mid-season, like yeah, they might get into
yeah,
the
bro. They
wild
fired
card.
your
but,
manager
like,
halfway through the season.
yeah, like they have this like barely made a wild card. You know, they look at this roster. But
You know-
after the 6th hole, it's like who's gonna get a hit.
You know
Besides
who I
Jason
know?
Segura.
You know why I know baseball's just so fucked sometimes? Bryson Stott, their shortstop rookie, got hit like 207 in this regular season.
Yeah.
He's been going off this playoffs.
Yeah, as far as you know, like
Timely hits.
timely hits,
Oh,
and
rookie,
hitting
bro.
the ball hard and stuff like
And
that.
then on the other side, their rookie, the Astros rookie, won ALCS MVP.
Yeah, it's
Jeremy
crazy.
Pena is amazing. But
Yeah.
anyways, back to the Phillies, man. This team just finds a way to win.
I mean, like they're just showing up when they need to.
Yeah, and ever since I
Not
saw
to
them,
mention they have Bryce.
They have Bryce Harper.
They have Bryce Harper.
ever since,
Astros have Jordan Alvarez, but he's not existing right now.
yeah,
So-
ever since I saw the Phillies beat the Cardinals and
With-
the Braves,
Which was which was like tough for me because I had the Cardinals beating the Phillies too.
Yeah, you.
I'm just on a roll.
Yeah, you're just on a roll.
And I had the Braves beating the Phillies too. I'm on a roll. I
Jesus
should
Christ.
just not bet against the Phillies.
No, yeah.
And the Padres beating the Phillies. And I have the Astros winning against the Phillies,
Yeah,
so
Phillies-
Phillies are probably gonna
yeah.
win. You're welcome, Philly.
But yeah, ever since I saw them beat the Cardinals and the Braves, the way they're just gaining momentum in October, it's what I said in the first episode. This team, a team like this is
Catching
dangerous,
fires.
man. You
They're
catch
ca-
fire at the
they
right
catch fire.
time.
It's contagious.
Yeah. So I got Phillies winning in 7.
Game 2 tonight. I'm gonna contradict myself. I hope Zach Wheeler has a big game because I bet on him today.
There's way you don't make any money.
But I still want the Astros to win, or I still have them winning. It's not that I want them. I still have them winning. I don't really care who wins. I just hope for a good series, a fun series, which has been great so far.
I hope somebody steals the base every series so we can get free top.
We already have it.
I know. Every game would be nice.
Oh yeah, true.
7 free tacos.
Yeah, true. But no, yeah. Zach Wheeler, get a big game for me. I need you, buddy. And but Astros still win the game though. But I still have the Astros winning. I don't know if it's 6 or 7. I hope for 7. I want as much game as possible as a fan.
As much baseball.
Yeah. And no, that's pretty much it. As far as the World Series, I will say I love this. As far as the Marlins go, big couple signings. New manager, Skip Schumacher.
Skip Schumacher.
I'm calling it right now. Skip Schumacher. We are gonna make the playoffs in his tenure.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant his first year.
In his tenure. No, not the first year. In his tenure. Maybe second year. I'm calling it second year, Skip Schumacher year,
We
playoff
got
year.
Skip Schumacher as new manager.
And we got
Oz as
Oz
assistant
Campos?
GM.
Oz
I
something?
don't know anything about him.
So-
I don't know if you saw, we opened the
New training camp in
DR,
DR.
which I think is going to be really beneficial. An organization like the Arizona Diamondbacks, they were one of the first teams to do it,
Yeah.
and they've seen a lot of growth.
And the Mets too.
They've seen
Mets
a
had
lot
it a
of
while
growth
back.
in their international prospects. So hopefully,
Hey, you never know. You know, the DR is a pipeline for talent.
exactly. So hopefully,
start off early.
the Marlins.
Put it together. That's pretty much it, bro.
Yeah, man.
Long video.
Long
got
video, had a lot of
four-
stuff to cover,
4 heat
but
games,
a fun
Dolphins,
episode,
World
man.
Series.
I
Yeah.
think it's the first time we ever disagree on anything with the
Yeah.
band thing.
I mean, we didn't disagree. I was agreeing with you. I'm just saying I wasn't as excited as you were. Like I wasn't looking at this game like, oh my god, savior.
Do you want Wingstop again?
I'm down. Yeah.
Or do you want something else to eat?
I'm down for whatever, bro.
We're gonna go grab something to eat.
And Kanye, Don't talk
Kanye,
to
you
us.
can't be on the
don't
show.
talk to us, Kanye.
Get cojones! Alright, guys, we're gonna go ahead and sign off. See you guys.
There you go.